So we're going to continue in chapter 17 and we're going to talk about special senses. In this case, in this video, we're going to focus on the sense of taste. When I was in high school, I learned that the sense of taste was the ability to recognize the taste, this flavor, sour flavor, bitter, sweet, and also salty. Maybe you also have heard about this one, umami, that is savory and meaty flavor. But here, what I wanted to show you in the following slides is that similar to the sense of smell, this sense of taste involve chemical senses. So you will see similar cells that we talked before in the sense of smell, neurons, supporting cells, stem cells, and there, microvilli, a lot of structures, but still this is going to be much simpler. Okay, so let's start. So remember, taste is also a chemical sense. And remember, we will talk that is simpler still than olfaction. So you will see a lot of similarities, but still is much simpler. Remember that there are only 5 primary tastes, and here remember umami is the one that relate to meaty and savory flavors, and flavors other than umami are a combination of the other 4 primary tastes. So now we're going to talk about 2 main structures that are found in the sense of taste, and here you can find the first one, that are these taste buds, and the second one are these ones, yeah, all these papilla. And all these structures are located in this diagram that I forgot to tell you, that is a diagram of your tongue. So here you will have each one of these ones are cells, and in those cells you are going to find receptors. Those receptors are the ones that allow you to perceive taste. In the following slides, we will talk about this second structure, or the papilla, that are the different type of elevations in which are located these taste buds. In addition to that, I don't know if you remember, maybe one day you are late and you try to drink your coffee, your tea, and it's too hot and you burn yourself. So what happened there is that you were injured your taste buds, so you will lose sensation of taste. However, this structure have this amazing ability to renew around every 10 days. So if there is any injury, these taste buds usually repair by their own. Okay, so I told you that in this slide we are going to focus on this structure, that are the taste buds, that are cells that are on your tongue that allow you to perceive taste, and that contain receptors for the sensation of taste. And these taste buds regenerate for approximately 10 days. Yeah, so it means that if you're injured, yeah, because the coffee was too hot, or you cut yourself, something happened, they were usually repaired by their own. Okay, so now let's keep talking about more details about these taste buds. So there are also a huge number of taste buds. There are approximately 10,000 that they can be found in your tongue. They can also be found in the soft palate. They can also found here in the pharynx, as well as the epiglottis here. So in all of them, you will have distributed around 10,000 of taste buds. So now we're going to talk about the second structure, that is the papilla. And I already told you that the papilla are this elevation, and in these elevations we will have the cells that have the taste buds. And in addition to that, I told you that if you see, they are like little bumps that are located on the top of your tongue. And those little bumps are helping you to grip the food while your teeth, are chewing or breaking into small pieces the food. There are 3 type of papilla. So we have that contain taste buds. Yeah, so it will be the balet, the fungi form, and also one that is not located here, that is the foliate papillae. The filiform is another type of papillae that will have, instead of taste buds, that is going to have tactile receptors. Okay, so let's recap the information. So I told you that we were talking about taste buds, and those ones are located in the elevation on the tongue that are called papillae. And that those papillae are just little bumps that are located on the top of your lung, that the main function is to grip the food. While the teeth are breaking it into small pieces, this papillae, this elevation, allow it to put it in the right place. And I told you that there are three types of papillae that contain taste buds. One, that it was the Bailey papillae. Second, the fungiform papillae, and finally the foliate papillae that we will talk about later in the following slide that you cannot see here in this diagram. And I told you that this filiform papilla is actually, it doesn't have taste buds, it actually have tactile receptors. Okay, so now let's look into, I'm going to show you another diagram of the entire tongue, and we're going to locate the different papillae. In this slide, I'm going to show you the location of each one of these papillae. So let's start with this one. Here, do you see this area of this weird elevation here? Those elevations that appear in the back of your tongue, they will be the ballate papilla, and you can find around 12. So I label them for you, and you will find between 100 to 100 to 300 taste buds in each one of those ones. Now the second one that you will see it, that if you can see here, that are the fungiform, are scattered all over the tongue, so you can find many of them, but all of them will be scattered in different regions. They will have around 5 taste buds each one of these papilla. Okay, so scatter, remember, scatter all over the tongue, and each one will have around 5 taste buds. Now, the other papilla that have taste buds, and let's put that one in blue, is located in these lateral areas. So the third one that we will talk is here, and it will be the foliate papilla that is located in the lateral trenches of the tongue, and most of their taste buds degenerate in early childhood. Okay, so we have talked about the three ballate here in the back, fungiform scatter all over the tongue, and foliate that are in these lateral regions. Now we're going to talk about this filiform. And this filiform, the one that they don't have taste buds, they will have tactile receptors, and they will be located in the entire tongue. Yeah, but they don't have, rather than having a function producing involving the tasting, they will be having more a function related to a tactile response. So let me talk about those. So as I said before, the filiform papilla, it will be in the entire surface of the tongue. So here you can see in blue this filiform papilla that is located, you can see it almost everywhere. Well, the fungiform papilla, let me put it in red here, in red, the fungiform papilla is mainly scattered all over the tongue. Going back into the filiform, if you remember, I told you that they don't have taste buds. What they have is tactile receptor, and their main function is to increase friction. Yeah, so what is going to happen? They are going to increase friction, that it will make easier for the tongue to move the food within the mouth. Okay, so this filiform papilla has a very different function from the previous papilla. Now, in this slide, we're going to talk about the structure of a taste bud. And we're going to focus on three main cells that resemble a lot to what we study in the sense of olfaction. So here in number one, you see this round kind of pink purple cell, that it will be a supporting cell, that it will be helping to the receptor cell to perform their function. The second one, the gustatory receptor cell, is the blue one that is in connection with the top of this of the taste bud, and here in the part where you can find the neurons, you can find this dendrite that will be collecting the signal to send it to the brain. Okay, so we talk about the supporting cell, the gustatory cell, and the last one that we need to talk is the basal stem cell. So it will be located in this basal area. It will be small and it will be ready to produce mitosis in case that is needed. Okay, so we talk about these three cells. Now we're going to talk about two main components also to finish the structure of this taste bud. And the first one is taste port. That is the small hole where that is going to collect all the information, yeah, all the chemicals that it will send the receptors. In addition to that, you find all those hair, yeah, these are the gustatory microvilli that it will be located on top of the taste port. Okay, so we talk about three cells, we talk about the pore and the microvilli. Now we're going to talk about the cells that are around it, the these taste bud. So here, if you see in number 6, you see all this geometrical shape, all these polygons. So this is an indication that it's an epithelium. Yeah. In addition to that, we know that it's an stratified. Yeah, it has multiple layers, and in addition to being stratified, it doesn't look cuboidal. It has it has a different shape. So here we know that it's an stratified epithelia. In this case, it's a squamous epithelium. We will need to have more information to determine that it's a squamous, but this is an squamous epithelium. Number 7, if you see here, this is not anymore an epithelia. These look cells like cells from a connective tissue. And finally, here you see the classical tracks, this classical neurons, yeah, the first order taste neurons that they will send the information to to the appropriate part of the central nervous system to interpret this information. So here I'm going to show you the real picture, a light microscopy picture of a taste bud that if you see it will be much clearer maybe in the schematic, but here we can start trying to see some of the components. So here, for example, you can clearly see that this look like an epithelial. Here is not more an epithelial. This have like a different structure. This look here, it will be each one of the taste buds, and here you can see that below. Let me put it in yellow. Here in yellow, you will find the connective tissue. So let's start. Let's try to see how far we can see this. This is the supporting cell. I think it will be very difficult with the experience that we have differentiate between the supporting cell, the gustatory receptor, maybe, and the basal cell will be located here. So in the exam, I'm not going to show you this picture, but I might show you the schematic that it will be much easier to identify. Number 4, this one is relatively easy. This will be the taste port. Number 5, here they will be the microvilli. They're desustaining and doesn't allow us to see them as well. Number 6, it will be the stratified squamous epithelium. Maybe this one, it will be much easier to see. And finally, here you will have the connective tissue that, as I said before, maybe is not as clear for a non-expert eye. But possibly I will not show you this picture in the test, but I might show you a picture of the diagram so you can identify the different components. So we're almost done. We talk about the different components of the sense of taste. We start talking about these cells called taste buds. Then we move into the papilla, and then we went and studied the taste bud in a little bit more of detail and see what are the cells that are located there and how they work. Now we're going to talk about how these taste buds send information that arrive to the brain. So the information is interpreted in this structure that are the gustatory cortex in the insula of the cerebrum. And but how it arrived there? It arrived through three cranial nerves. So one, it will be the vagus, the other one will be the glossopharyngeal, and the third one that it will be the facial nerve. So the facial nerve is the one that is send the information from the anterior part of the tongue, that it represent two-third parts of the tongue. The glossopharyngeal, it will send it from the posterior part of the tongue, from the back of the tongue, that represent only one-third of the tongue. And finally, the vagus nerve, that it will carry the information from the taste bud on the epiglottis and into the throat, and they will send it again to the spinal cord, and then it will go into the insula of the cerebrum. Okay, so just to recap, I told you there were three main cranial nerves that they were involved in the sense of taste. I told you that it was one, that it was the facial nerve that carries the information from the anterior part of the tongue, while the glossopharyngeal carries the information from the posterior part of the tongue. And also, to finish that, the vagus nerve that carries the information from the epiglottis and the throat. Okay, so with this we finish the science of taste. And if you have any questions, you can ask me anything in class. Have a good day and bye.